Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back. This is Ragnarok here with part 25 of my Warhammer 2 Mortal Empires Balthasar Gelt campaign on legendary difficulty. Quest issue, Staff of Volans. Son of a bitch, didn't we do the Staff of Volans already? What the hell? Huh. We still... Alright, so we still have the Staff of Volans yet to do. I guess the Staff of Volans has more than one part to the quest? Is that how it works? Got the Cloak of Molten Metal. Or we could get better armor for him. But we still have, yeah, one more quest to do for Gelt. Alright, Grunwald, welcome to the Mortal Club. Anyway, so, kind of messed up here last turn, or last episode I misclicked. I wanted to position him so that we could put him in camp after doing the battle, but I kind of screwed that up. Now, we might as well, of course, mark you. You're not under any threat there. Scouting out the area. I don't think they have any armies. The orcs or the greenskins have any armies over in this area, so it's safe to move on through. Alright, let's get Mordheim upgraded. Good stuff there. Upgrade that. And down here, this province, we can probably tax it now.
Yes, my lord.
I'm gonna keep Schwarzsam here for now.
I trust no man. What does the emperor bid?
Let's put you in camp.
From the empire.
A rebellion popping up next turn. Why not? Give you a couple more beers. Fuck it. But yeah, things look pretty calm. We're only at war with the elves, who don't seem to want to attack us, so that's good. Yeah, the elves, it's rare to see, or the wood elves anyway, it's rare to see them move out of their province. Damn it, I was going to, I want to research this before we get into trouble with the high elves. Alright, so Sword of Justice, we just finished off chapter 16, and Schwarzhelm regrettably has mortally wounded Halborg, the commander of the Reichsguard. So, yeah, we're gonna have to see what happens next. Definitely chaos playing a huge role in this the events here in Averheim. So, hundreds of miles away, at the other end of the province, Block looked up at the looming peaks of the World's Edge mountains, darkening quickly as the sun went down. Though his army was still in the pasture country of Averland's eastern marches, the land was now rising steeply. Soon they'd be in the foothills, the treacherous, uneven landscape they'd surveyed before encountering the orcs. Then their path would take them higher, far up the winding gullies and coombes towards Blackfire Pass. He felt a shiver pass through him. After so many days of unremitting heat, the weather had begun to turn at last. With the sunset, the air had chilled appreciably. He pulled his cloak around him. Perhaps the summer was finally coming to an end. Cold, Commander? Kraus looked of a mild amusement on his weather-beaten face. The man didn't say much, but Block was still glad to have him by at his shoulder. Schwarzhelm had been generous to lend the honor guard captain to him for the remainder of the campaign. Either that, or he didn't quite trust Block enough to lead an army on his own. Not as cold as I'm going to be, he muttered. He looked back over the column behind him. Over 2,000 men, all well rested and resupplied, followed him and Kraus along the old dwarf road. The men had proper weapons and armor again. They looked in good spirits. A baggage train, stocked with food and barrels of ale, trundled along in their wake. The folk of Greenstad had been grateful for the relief from the orc attacks. To provision the army that had saved them was the least they could have done. The stocks were still appreciated. After all those days living hand to mouth in the wilderness, it certainly made a change. Beyond the toiling figures of the troops, the wide landscape of Averland yawned away towards the horizon. Even in the failing light, Locke could see for miles. The road ran like a ribbon across the gently rolling hills, heading west towards Greenstad. The town itself lay in the distance, looking peaceful and prosperous. Unlike Heidek, the place had defended itself well from the remnants of the orc raiders, and the task of relieving it had been straightforward. Now the few green-skinned stragglers had been driven up into the hills, and the campaign had entered its final stages. Alright, what do we got? Skull Smashers destroyed. Okay, cool. Alright, before I forget, let's research this. It's going to cost us 7,000, so I just want to see something here. That okay, yeah. Alright, yeah. Okay, I just wanted to make sure that would be free to spend the rest of this cash here. What a road. Heron Waldenhof. Province is coming along nicely. Our chief source of income at the moment. Alright, question is, should we just bypass this, or should we take it? I think we'll take it, and then, okay, well, before we do that, take a look here. Clan Angrand.
Step forth, true
Can we
friend
get
of the
that,
Angrand clan.
military alliance? Alright, never mind. Orbs.
All here are honored dwarfkin.
Already got military alliance with the dwarves, so maybe we can get a little bit of coin out of them. Join the war.
The nation calls.
I think we can safely auto-resolve this. Maybe we should have fought it there. Taking a lot less damage. We'll just occupy because we're gonna set up shop in this province. That looks like we're getting all of our replenishment anyway. I'm gonna go down this route first. Important thing is to make sure these guys stay alive. Wraight Dwarf. Ever so close to being immortal. Alright. Between these two, let's go Pistol Corpse first, and then we'll go with the Honest Steel. Oh, Trickster's Helm. Maybe we should give that to Geld here. Right.
By the comet. Step to it.
Come on
Never.
up here, take a look at what's going on.
The Empire.
I was gonna say, I was worried that these guys might come up and scoop up this territory before we get there, but
Show me the accused.
don't think that is quite gonna do the job. Quite sizable army there.
I am ready.
Alright, we're
Are you
in a bit of a banged up shape, but
move? No peace.
have no
just
fear
war.
that we'll be able to win here.
Ulrich's will.
Oh, for
I
fuck's
shall
sake.
be victorious.
Ah, yeah. Take you guys
Moving
out.
off.
What?
Will that
Step to
change
it.
anything?
Ready. By
Damn.
the comet, I am the supreme patriarch.
Well, ain't that some shit.
Weapon practice. Drill.
Alright, so
My potential.
we gotta wait till next turn before we can attack that. Don't need that. Guess we can leave those for now. So yeah, I'd like to get this upgraded first so that we can put the walls in there. This is going to be on the frontier. I don't want to go any further north than this. Because I don't want to be fighting with chaos when they show, or at least I don't want to be the first to fight with chaos when they show up. Alright, good stuff. Quarter princes. Let's take a look at what. Okay, our relations are good with them.
I am ready to parley. I hope your words are wise.
Never.
Alright, whatever. Yeah, get those defenses built.
Think me fool?
Another rebellion to sort.
Ulrich's will.
Son of a bitch.
We march. Raise Sigma.
Force march you back to here. Getting some good levels up here. I don't have an elector for this province. Guess we'll
Agreed.
throw that guy in there. Alright, cool.
It is time.
Yeah, it would have been nice to get
This
some replenishment here, but anyway.
By the comet.
Yeah, between these two armies, be able to get a lot of work
Seek
done
out
here
the heretics.
against the orcs. So hopefully we can take all of this territory here, or at least the provinces that we want, and then I don't know what we'll do about this.
Wild heart.
I serve no master.
I serve no master.
Out of curiosity, actually, how many settlements? 25. After Greenstad, the plains gradually disappeared into the haze of the gathering sunset. Far on the western horizon, it looked like rain clouds were gathering, a storm even. That would be welcome for those who'd endured the oppressive heat for so long. Maybe things were changing at last. Out here, Schwarzhelm's pessimism seemed strangely misplaced. Have you traversed the pass before, Herr Kroos? Block asked, turning from the view. Many times, but not always to fight. It is a holy place after all. Block knew what he meant. For all the cathedrals to Sigmar across the Empire, the high pass through the World's Edge Mountains was still the place where children learned of the deeds of their god Emperor. It was in the narrow defiles, lost in the wearing years, where the race of men had teetered on the edge of oblivion and had been pulled back by the actions of a single man. Aye, that it is. For once, Locke couldn't think of a wry comment. There were some things a loyal Empire soldier didn't joke about. He turned back to the march. They had a long haul to get past before the first of the many massive granite crags that reared above them, flecked with white and scored with 1,000 cracks and gullies. Beyond that, the way would get harder. These roads weren't traveled lightly, even in summer. Felt the shiver return and worked to quell it. It wouldn't do to look weak before the men, many of whom had fought as hard as he to get there alive. But there was one nagging feeling in the back of his mind that wouldn't leave him. Blackfire Pass was heavily guarded, as the only route into Averland from outside the Empire. A whole garrison of seasoned soldiers was stationed at the mouth of the pass in order to seal the narrow passage. They should have been able to hold the greenskins back. That was what they were there for. Either there was some explanation for the incursion, or the keep in the mountains would be full of bodies. Neither of those choices filled Block with enthusiasm for the climb ahead. He put his head down and kept walking. There was nothing for it but to keep going. Schwarzhelm had charged him with discovering what had happened at Blackfire Pass, and he wouldn't return before he'd uncovered the mystery. Alright, let's keep politicking and
Mighty
get our...
Lord, the fates have surely selected you for greatness. Thanks to my guidance, your tremendous power grows, as if driven by some divine
Thalia
power.
has been
Your
destroyed.
enemies tremble before
Federation, Technology Research, follower gained. Alright, whatever. Let's see if there's some options here for us in
Sigma's will.
diplomacy.
By Sigma's will.
No trade agreement. Auckland, improving. Alright, so this is improving now. But
The Phoenix Court.
take some time before we can get trade with them, I think.
You need fire.
I think that's something else I wanted to check in diplomacy. Get what it was. You guys don't like us at all. Right. Wanted to see if the chances of us getting peace treaty with these guys is low, eh? Alright, whatever. I don't think they're going to attack us. If they do, I mean, they've got to come through the mountains first. I doubt they'll do, and even if they do attack us, we've got pretty strong defenses in most of our provinces. Alright, weren't bad. Which settlements should we put the walls in first? I guess we can put walls in both of them. Those roads put in there. And we might as well upgrade that. However, finish the walls here. Get that built up. I think it'll be safe to tax this province now. Finished in this province. Still waiting on... Oh, only 4 more turns. Alright, down here. Question is, build the defenses first? I guess we'll build the defenses first. This is kind of right on the border of where the orcs are.
By Sigma, no. It is war.
Alright, this one we are gonna loot and occupy. Just gonna be abandoning Fort Chakova, and we'll let whatever happens there raise it, and then we'll be moving into Ungor next. Oops. Taking a look around here.
Ready for Sigma.
But we do have to be careful if orcs head down this way. And we've got defenses here, and we do have an army here. Maybe we actually should get this guy to full strength, just in case
It is for the best. Yes, my lord.
some orcs come down this way. We'll just go with... Maybe we should... Start recruiting some huntsmen for him. And start working towards getting like an actual army put together for him.
Flame on.
We got available for heroes. Addition, weapons, master, aggressive. Start looking for a wizard for his army too. Yeah, we'll just pick up... you know what? Fuck it. I'm just gonna keep him as a garrison army for now. A bunch of spears. Fuck it. We'll just basically hold the line. We'll let these two armies do most of the work for now.
Ulrich's will.
Let's try and save some coin. We could auto-resolve this, but I think it's probably better to fight it. Gelt's army's not in great shape at the moment. Prefer not to risk losing. We could very potentially lose this guy if we were to auto-resolve here. It shouldn't take long. We've got the rocket batteries, we've got the archers, and we've got Gelt. So try and siege this out fairly quickly. And it as far as garrisons go, it's pretty small one. Let's set up on this side.
Great swords! Missiles will fly!
Sigmar, show us.
Steady, men! By Ulrich's wrath!
By my will alone.
Hellstorm rocket battery!
Ulrich's wrath on them.
What do you bid? Take aim! Hellstorm! Pick your targets! I speak, you act! For Heldenhammer! Heading up!
Alright, might as well get to work with Geld here.
Quick march.
Ready the men!
Balthasar Gelt. Feel my ire.
Got this tower.
We are Sigmar's heirs. They'll never move again.
Should outrange their archers, so it should be okay. Bring up our bows. Target there.
Sigmar calls. Armor melts.
Use up too much of our magic here, or use our magic up too quickly. It's gonna take forever for this to replenish.
The Empire endures!
Back in the air.
Let us go! See to it! We obey!
Battle awaits.
Oops.
They'll never move again. Haste gold magic. Feel my fire.
Shouldn't take too much longer now.
Quick march!
To battle!
Sigma falls! Obey! Yes, General! Take the
Be able
ground!
to kill him, I think.
I am supreme! The Empire endures!
And that spell is expensive.
Now! Sigma commands!
You guys shoot into there? Is that possible?
Weapons at the ready!
You guys have a
No
bit.
lingering! Listen up!
Ready!
Don't like that we've got him down there by himself, but he's
Captain of the Empire!
seems to be handling himself perfectly fine. So the archers are going to start shooting now. Two guys down here.
Steady, men! Stormworking battery! Let us go!
Guys, spread out. I don't like how you're bunched up there. End up getting some fucking friendly fire.
Detachments, move!
See to it!
Come on, just give me the army loss already.
I am
There we
master
go.
of Shalom. Yes!
Alright. Nothing too difficult there. We lost 6 men. How the fuck did we lose 6 men? Must have been either from the tower or friendly fire. Usual suspects anyway.
Ulrich's will!
Alright, looks good. So this will be our outpost for fighting chaos, I believe. That'll be the main area where we make our defense. Yeah, let's go with that. We'll put the walls there.
I am ready. Are you? Let us begin.
Flint. Not yet on a Pegasus. Soon. And once we get him on the Pegasus, then a little bit more mobility. Get rid of this one. Put the defenses in there. Leave this here for now for the growth. This is a really important choke point. Allows us to hold the river here. And yeah, it's a good. Well, we want to get this leveled up as quickly as possible because that's where we'll be facing off against chaos, I would imagine. Down here is nice and secure. Alright, good.
What does the Emperor bid?
To
Yeah,
the
we'll just
provinces.
do like that for now. Just wondering if we need to keep this army here.
Raise Sigma.
Buildings, characters, military crackdown, military presence. Yeah, if we get rid of him, public order will go down. Could always build a public order building. We'll be building the Imperial Palace here relatively soon anyway. Get that income from trade. Yeah, it's not costing us too much to have him there. I mean, it is, but I think we can afford it.
I am the supreme
Economy's pretty strong. Empire is looking pretty good. Start moving into the mountains now.
Show me the accused. Yes.
Yeah, well, I haven't come across any of the orc armies just yet. But yeah, Zufbar, between
Yes, my lord.
this army and the garrison, we should be able to hold out if something does. I'm wandering down the mountain there. Alright, what I want to do here for public, or for the edict. Whoops. I think we'll just go with the growth for now. How we get this to level 4. Leave that damaged.
What is your wish?
Guys can stay
I
put.
serve no master.
Alright, cool. Peter Verstholen awoke late. He shifted and immediately felt the stabbing pains in his muscles. For a moment, he didn't register where he was. Then, the events of the previous night came rushing back. He could still taste the ash from the fires on his lips. He lay still for a moment, remembering. They were not pleasant memories. After a while, he pushed the covers back with stiff hands. It was nearly midday, but his chamber was still dark, shuttered against the bright sun. Chest was clammy from the heat. Even after the thunderstorm during the night, Abraham was still warm. Gingerly, he swung his legs from the sheets and limped over to the window, pulled the shutters open, and sunlight flooded in. The chamber was high up in the western front of the Averberg. He had a commanding view over the entire city. The Aver lay far below, glittering in the sun. It looked somehow cleaner. The last of the fires had burned themselves out. The palls of smoke that had hung over the city had cleared. The storm had done some good in dousing them. There was a pitcher of clear water by the still. Verstholen took a long swig. He felt the cool liquid run down his throat, soothing his parched flesh. He reached up and carefully felt for the bloody lump on the side of his head. His hair was matted with dry scabs, and the flesh beneath was tender. That had been a hard fall, not a very distinguished way to receive a battlefield wound, even from so mighty a hand. There was a quiet knock on the door. Verstholen reached for a robe and wrapped himself in it. "Come." Coachful entered. The man looked tired. How long had it been since Verstholen had last seen him? Many days ago. The last hurried conversation they'd had, snatched, seemed like an age away. "I've tried to see you twice already," the steward said. "I wondered if you'd sleep all day." Verstholen smiled politely. The old fool had been in the midst of the fighting himself. He might have been less snide. "Take a seat, steward. How have you been?" Touchful pulled a chair from the wall. Verstholen sat on the side of the bed. As the straw mattress yielded, he found himself wishing he could draw back under the sheets. The rest had been too short. "There have been some adjustments to make here." Touchful looked rueful. "Vernick Appletron runs the place now. He's retained my services in the meantime." "That's something, I suppose." "There have been many hasty decisions made recently," said Verstholen. "Some of them may have to be rescinded." "Where is the Lord Schwarzhelm?" "He sleeps still. Since you both returned, none have dared to rouse him. Perhaps you'd noticed that beforehand he'd not seem to be sleeping too well. We can hope, perhaps, that the rest will make him less unpredictable." "He's always been unpredictable, and there have been forces working against him that would have killed a lesser man. Against all of us, Verena Willie, we've ended that now. Torchfell nodded. I think that is becoming apparent, even to those who doubted him. And where's Grosslick? The elector designate still rides. Leitdorf has not been found, but the city is being purged of his followers. The witch hunters have been summoned. At that, Torchfell gave Verstholen a look of reproach. Perhaps they should have been summoned days ago, when some of you first had suspicions. Verstholen raised an eyebrow. Criticism, Herr Torchfell?
It is time.
Confederation Dwarfs and Clan Agrin. Okay, that works for us, as we had military alliance with the Dwarfs anyway, and just defensive alliance with the Clan Angren. Things are looking good. If we could get an alliance with the Border Princes, that would be really nice, but if anything, we could always go to war with them. Always an option. But
Yes.
Our relations
You
are
have a
pretty
proposal?
good,
We are willing to cannot.
and they're pretty close to defensive alliance as well, so I think that's probably something we can work towards. Alrighty, let's put in defenses here too, and put in defenses here as well.
You summon me.
What's the status of the garrison? Alright, full strength.
Ready.
Don't think we should be under threat here, so we should be safe to catch up to
Now,
this army.
So,
what?
I can't quite get to there. But, okay.
Ready.
Yeah, still no signs of any orc armies up here. They must be busy fighting the dwarves down here, I guess. I don't know. They're kind of split where their settlements are. So yeah,
Do not waste my potential.
no real trouble just yet. Get that melee defense up. Alright, yeah, Fort Chakova we will be abandoning. And let's make our way to Karak Ungor. Okay, here we go. First sighting. Though it is not much of an army. Not yet, anyway. They'll recruit probably pretty quickly. Guess we could even send Geld this way, or we could send him through here.
I am in ascent.
I guess getting the two armies linked together wouldn't be a bad idea, but
Raise Sigma.
I don't know. At the moment, it doesn't seem pressing at all.
The nation calls. This will bolster the nation. Ready.
Got a couple more turns before Ruban shows up there.
Sound plan.
Let's just get you another one. Fill out his stack. Alright, the moot. What is this? Grand Cauldron. Oh, son of a bitch. Halfling's diminutive stature masks a ravenous appetite, and as you might expect, highly developed culinary skills. As such, their cauldrons bubble day and night. Alright, cool. Public order +4, growth +5, all provinces. Untainted +4, and it gives a little bit more of a garrison. So let's pop that in there, and we'll put the defenses there. So that should free up the Joker to leave the province there.
What?
Let's leave Schwarzhelm there. Costing us a fair bit of cash to keep him there, but getting the public order settled. Let's get this upgraded. Not sure exactly what we're gonna build here. Yeah, we still haven't built the academy. wrong with that? Guess we can put roads here. Or wait, maybe not. Maybe we should put tavern here. And then we can get rid of these two taverns and replace those with roads. I don't know. Doesn't really matter. I mean, it matters, but not a whole lot. Alrighty. Yeah, full strength. Maybe next turn we'll finish this with the Staff of Volans. Guess we could have done it this turn, but it's in force march now, so I don't think it'll allow us to teleport.
The comet comes.
I await to advise.
The steward quickly averted his eyes. I'm sure you acted as you thought best. In any case, Lord Appletrom has commissioned Odo Heidegger, an experienced hand in such matters. Our own temple in Averheim seems to have been disturbed by recent events, and there are no witch hunters to be found in the city. Coachfell gave Verstholen a significant look, as if to suggest that that fact was hardly coincidental. Heidegger is master of the temples on the Appletrom ancestral lands. He'll be in Averheim soon. Then the rooting out of heresy will begin in earnest. Verstholen felt his heart sink at the prospect. He could hardly be opposed, given what had happened, though the thought of more savagery being unleashed depressed him. Vernix moved quickly. Until Grosslick received the Runefang, Schwarzhelm is still the authority here. What would you have him do? It is the great enemy we're dealing with here. Again, the tone was accusatory. He seemed to have come around to his mastery with some speed ere Tochfell, said Verstholen, looking at the steward carefully. Grosslick will replace you as ruler of this city. Do you not mind that? Tochfell smiled sadly. Such is life. The right choice has been made. And what of Appletrom? As I say, he commands the Avenberg. He was marshalling the defenses here while Lord Grosslick was fighting last night. I gather that decision did not go down well. Appletrom thought it important to ensure that certain records in our archives were looked after. His family has a long history in this place. Perhaps there are facts he would rather weren't widely available. Understandable. Verstholen began to cast his mind forward. The worst of the fighting was over, but there was still much to do before Averheim could return to normal. Grosslick would have to be invested. The witch hunters, regrettably enough, were best qualified to root out the last of Leitdorf's heresy. A court of inquiry would no doubt be set up, and of course there were still mysteries to uncover about the Reichsguard. You say Leitdorf is still at large? Where is his wife? Nothing has been seen of her. Troops are moving through the city as we speak, hunting her down. I should be with them, said Verstholen, rising from the bed. Tochfell raised his hand warningly. There will be time for that, Counselor. If you place weight on anything I say, I'd counsel you to rest a little longer. The coming days will be hard on us, on all of us. Enjoy some respite while you can. Verstholen hesitated. The man spoke sense, though it was not in his nature to rest while others labored. Very well, he said, relaxing. I'll dress and be with you shortly. Tochfell rose awkwardly. It looked like he'd aged years over the past few weeks. No doubt such excitement was not what he'd hoped for out of life. Perhaps we can talk again later, he said, moving to the door. There are some things about this affair I still don't understand. Verstholen knew what he meant. That would be good, Stuart, he said, trying to keep his voice untroubled. No doubt we shall have much to discuss. Schwarzhelm sank further into the deep, deep pool of sleep. He felt like he was floating in a vast, warm abyss. The layers of water pressed down on him, enveloping him, imprisoning him, protecting him. The outside world was a lifetime away. Its cares, its terrors were all hidden. As long as he languished in the deep places, they couldn't reach him. He was alone, forgotten, safe. He dived down further, pushing against the languid water, feeling it slide past his battered body. There was nothing around him. No fish, no drifting plants. This was the isolation he had always craved, a sense of being alone he hadn't enjoyed since being a child. Then he saw it, far below, a shape tumbling down into the infinite darkness. It spun lazily in the current, twisting and falling. Rotzelm kicked his legs and plunged towards it, his powerful limbs pushing him through the water. Long before he reached the tumbling form below, he knew what it was. He tried to stop them, but his momentum carried him down and down. The water grew darker and colder. Suddenly, he became aware of how far he'd come. He might not be able to return, even if he wanted to. Ooh, some very disturbing dreams there. Talabekland, Siege minus 1,000. Prefer not to use my prestige. Don't really like fighting these battles, so let them handle it. Just barely got it, but good enough. Faction destroyed. Cool. Yeah, it's a little bit risky, but I feel like, I don't know, the auto resolve has been pretty good in those situations. Alright, so we've got another rebellion popping up here. It's ready to act on it.
I am the Supreme Patriarch.
Kova, not going to be doing anything there. Let's get the Essen built up. We want to put the walls in these settlements as quickly as possible. This should actually be a pretty good moneymaker province for us once we get it all built up. Alright, Tempelhof. We're getting 6 public order and 6 public order. Get 10 public order if we get this all the way leveled up. I think we will go with that. And then what else? What's the final thing we want to put in here? We could put in training field, just so that we can increase our capacity for Empire captains. Or we could put the roads in. I'm not sure.
By the comet.
So think about that.
I will marshal the men.
Ooh boy, some black orcs and giants they recruited here. Home of a gun. That's okay. We should be fine to want Flamestorm or Magical Reserves. What do we got for magic right now?
Praise Sigmar.
I think we need the Magical Reserves. That plus 15 make a pretty big difference here.
Who calls?
The nation calls.
Alright, how are we doing for time? Ooh, we got time for one battle.
Let us begin. Very well, I will do this.
Either fight this battle, Siege, or we do his quest battle. I think we'll do his quest battle. Finish off the Staff of Poland. Let's teleport. Empire versus Empire, eh? Gottfried Orr. Gelt must prepare for an arcane duel. Orr has always been a powerful rival and highly capable mage. He is sure to attack early, so Gelt must prepare his magical defenses. He must also be especially wary, as the ambush will not be the only part of Orr's plan. He will have something up his white robe. Well, that sounded son of a bitch. So we've got to fight an ambush battle here?
If
that
Orr thinks he can take what is rightfully mine, then he is very much mistaken. I will be Supreme Patriarch. I will wield the Staff of Volans. The wind of Shamon will rise and blast any who get in my way. Now is the time for the Gold Order, and I will brook no interference. Any who get in my way will see their armor run into lead goblets, their blades melt, and their bones turn to gold. Now, men, fight! Bring me victory! The Emperor needs me, not some pathetic pyromancer or insipid white wizard. For the good of the Empire, I will rise to the highest magical office in the land, and this fool will not stop me!
Right, Gelt with quite the speech, and do have time to deploy, so that's good. Not technically an ambush. So I've got a weird feeling we're gonna get surrounded here. I don't know. Anyway.
Hellstorm rocket battery!
Alright, well, I'll line up here.
The
Let's
Empire
move
endures!
it back. There.
Take an aim! Sir! Sigmar calls!
Good. Just in case.
For the comet! Ready!
Go.
Raise swords! We are Sigmar's heirs!
Damn it.
Great swords! We are Sigmar's heirs!
Well, that looks pretty good.
Listen up!
Do get back here.
By Ulrich's wrath! Captain of the Empire!
Just in case. And Gelt, go have some fun.
Volan's staff!
Ready for war!
Spot us the target!
Hellstorm! State troops!
Too many groups.
Steady, man! Heading out!
Oh shit, right, they've got guns, don't they? Gelt, get moving. Go see if we can shut down their artillery.
I am master of Shamon.
Careful of those guns. They are really moving through the woods here. Yeah, see that we've got some troops over here.
I speak, you act.
What in the fuck is going on here?
Battery!
What are you guys doing?
Move out!
Oh my god, did I command them to do that? Good god.
March as
That's not good. That is a really bad start to this. Fuck, I don't know what I did there to,
They'll never move
God
again.
damn it.
My orders stand! For hell and hammer! Hellstorm!
Moving now!
That might end up costing us. Almost got one of those shut down.
Armor melts.
Arena, listen! For friends!
Not good.
Reynolds, aim! We're ready!
Let's turn around, shoot those demigriffs. Get in there. Gelt, need you back here, bud.
Ready for war! Raise swords!
Turn around and shoot them.
Agreed! Captain of the Empire! Loaded, sir!
Shoot the Outriders, actually. Alright, we're held against the
For the Emperor!
demigriffs. Where the fuck is Gelt? Where are you, bud? Line's getting pretty thin here. Dangerous to pop there, but alright, you guys get back here.
Sigmar commands! The Heldenhammer!
Guys, shoot at whatever the fuck is over here.
Emperor! By Ulrich's wrath! Take the ground!
It's here.
Haste gold magic.
Guys, shut down those handgunners, please.
Great swords!
Line's getting kind of thin over here.
Ready for war. Armor melts.
Take the ground!
No lingering.
We are ready!
Guys, get in there.
For the Emperor!
Shooting. Uh-oh. Got through a line over here.
For the Warhammer!
Spears.
I speak, you act!
This is not looking good.
They will never move again.
For Sigmar! Fire! For France! Missiles will fly! Ready for war!
You get back. Again.
We obey!
Alright, the raking on this side. Shoot those
For the
demigriffs.
Emperor! For Sigmar! Fire!
Charging on you.
Sigmar's heirs!
Need people over here. Shit, I should have dropped it there.
Quick march! Ready!
Turn around. I don't even see where their wizard is. Alright, need you guys over here. Alright, I think we're gonna hold. Yeah, it was just really tight quarters here, and what really messed things up is when I moved the rocket batteries. Really fucked things up there at the beginning of the battle, because we could have done so much damage as they approached. Been in much better shape. Anyway, we got through it. I don't think we lost anyone. 2, 4, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yeah, no. We look good. Whew. Close call that. Gonna take him a couple of turns to recover. Gottfried Orr. We'll take the replenishment, I think. Alright, good stuff. So we've got all of his toys. Wait. Or do we? Oh, for fuck's sake. We gotta move him to this region? Are you fucking kidding me? With his rival dispatched, Gelt turns to Altdorf to face the current Supreme Patriarch, Iris Gorman, in the Hall of Duels. Gelt was unconcerned by the Bright Wizard. After all, he had a far more powerful contender in Or, so perhaps arrogantly, Gelt considered the staff of Volans his in all but name until confirmed as the Supreme Patriarch. So we've got to move him back to Altdorf, which I don't know if let me turn 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 turns. Get him over there. Fuck me. Busy right now. Middle of a war with the orcs. What we could do is replace him with another general and then recruit him when he comes available over here, but I don't know if that's going to be quicker. Or thing is, I don't want to move his army all the way over there, so that's probably the best option to do. Give somebody else command of his army for the time being. Anyway guys, we are out of time. We'll kick things off with a siege here next episode. I don't really foresee any difficulty. It is a small garrison, but they do have a little bit of elite troops, but we've got plenty of firepower, and quite literally with the Bright Wizard. So I'll see you then. Good old-fashioned siege to start things off. Have a great day. Ragnarok signing out.